I mean, the lump in the throat happened and all that good stuff.
Can I have your attention, please? Today is Monday, May 19th, 2025. It is now 6:00 p.m., and this meeting is now open. Representing the quorum tonight, Ms. Kathy Arlano, Mr. Doug James, Ms. Denise Morrison, Ms. Nicole Peters, Mr. Dustin Qualls, Mr. Chris Todd, and myself, Rob Ellis. Thank you for joining us this evening. As provided by Texas Government Code, the Board of Trustees may go into closed session at any time in accordance with Sections 551071. Private consultation with the board's attorney regarding all matters is authorized by law, including board governance. 551072, discussing the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. 551074, discussing employment, evaluation, or discipline of personnel, including board governance, superintendent evaluation and contract, and central office administration. 551076, discussing security personnel and devices, and district-wide intruder detection audit report findings. 551082, discussing disciplinary matters or complaints regarding school children and/or school district employees. 5510821, discussing personally identifiable information about public school students. 551087, deliberation regarding economic development negotiations. The Board of Trustees hears public comment on both agenda and non-agenda items at all regular meetings in accordance with Texas Government Code 551007 and local board policy. As communicated to each registered speaker in writing earlier today, each registered speaker has an allotted time of up to 2 minutes. Comments must not mention individuals by name or position or contain any personally identifiable reference. Registered speakers must speak in the order called, may not yield time to other registered speakers. Each registered speaker should watch the time on the clock in front, as it will notify you when your 2 minutes have expired. And we thank our registered speakers that have acknowledged that you understand and agree to follow these procedures by signing the public comment form when you register to speak. Okay, Mr. Qualls, can you call our first registered speaker?
Thank you, President Ellis. Our first registered speaker this evening is Priscilla Lashley. Ms. Lashley, will you please approach the podium? Ms. Lashley, you'll have 2 minutes, and I'll just begin the timer when you begin.
Okay. My first point is the email confirmations that we receive for speaking public comment states that public comment on agenda and non-agenda items will begin at approximately 6 p.m. But according to Klein's website, that is during closed session. I quote from your website, "The closed session of the board will be from 6 to 7 p.m. The public open meeting will be at 7 p.m. My question is, will the board be moving our public comment portion to 7 p.m. so that the actual public can see and hear it? Or will the board continue to allow public comment during closed session in violation of the Open Meetings Act? Any board member that participates in this way is willingly violating the Open Meetings Act. We have seen the public being held outside the room while we speak. We have seen doors being locked so the public cannot enter while we speak. This just shows clearly that public comment is manipulated, so it's not in front of the public. I would like an answer, since the board has stopped sending letters when we take our time to come, take time out of our evening to get here. Also, Since there will now be an open seat on the board that will need to be filled until the November election, I would like to suggest appointing Natalie Pilkington to the position. She was an excellent candidate that has high integrity, cares deeply about the district, has a clear understanding of issues in Klein ISD, and truly desires improvement, upholds the truth, and would be a wonderful asset to the board in the interim. She also pulled in nearly 40,000 votes last election, so the community already loves and trusts her. I imagine y'all may already be considering her for such a perfect fit. I appreciate your consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Lashley. President Ellis, our next registered speaker this evening is Ms. Nikki Kinchin. Ms. Kinchin, will you please approach the podium? Ms. Kinchin, you'll have 2 minutes, and I'll just begin the timer when you begin.
Good evening. So glad I had time to speak today in between the busy graduation season of my event business. Do you all think it's weird that Klein ISD instructs the public to attend board meetings at 6 p.m. via email and personal phone call? However, Klein ISD instructions per their website tells the public wanting to attend board meetings that the public portion of the board meeting begins at 7 p.m. When a person signs up to speak publicly at a board meeting, they are told to arrive at 6 p.m. According to the same website, 6 to 7 p.m. is considered closed session for the board. This is intentionally misdirecting the public so that public comments go unheard. I'm asking the public to take note of the obvious and to pay attention on what's really happening and to not buy into the fake news. Although my children are finally getting ready to graduate and will be exiting Klein ISD, we are ecstatic to no longer be a part of the wokeness, nepotism, and deep corrupt-rooted Klein issues. However, I will continue to attend board meetings and be the voice to those employees and families who are terribly afraid to speak out due to retaliation. On another note, I finally received clarification from an employee on why my daughter wasn't selected on the Klein Cain varsity cheer team. It clearly wasn't my daughter's skill set, as she cheered for an elite organization and won a national championship 2 weeks ago and was offered collegiate cheer opportunities. It was because my husband and I questioned the procedures, which brought retaliation against my entire family. Rest assured, my Title IX athletics and denial of access case with the feds still stands, and I would not withdraw my case. This is only the beginning and not the end. Oh, and vouchers. Brace yourselves, as many are and will leave this district like the plague. You refuse to get your own house in order with excessive spending, salaries, sinking TEA scorecard, and a plethora of lawsuits that we as taxpayers pay attorneys to fight us with our own tax dollars. Let that sink in. Oh, and I'm not being thanked for speaking either. That's another joke. Thank us for speaking.
Thank you, Ms. Kinchin. President Ellis, our next registered speaker this evening is Dr. Huff. Dr. Huff, will you please approach the podium? You'll have 2 minutes to speak, and I'll start the timer whenever you begin.
Evening. Board of Trustees, Superintendent McGowan, it was my honor to serve as an administrator in Klein ISD for 19 years, 11 of those years as a head principal. My comments I have made in social media and in front of the board have always been made with the intent to improve Klein and to stand up for Klein. My comments I made recently in a Facebook post, Stand Up for Klein, were not read by the public because my comments were not allowed to be posted by the administrator in charge of this page. So I'll briefly summarize what I said. The TEA, Commissioner Morath, and every representative on the House and Senate Education Committee do not value your voice or opinion, nor do they respect mine or any other person that goes to testify in Austin. I have it on good authority that the intent of this agenda is to collapse the public education, and then also to merge it into the private and collapse that as well. So the fact that the commissioner won the lawsuit over 100 districts that was waged against TEA indicates the power that he holds. Now, this affected some of the schools in Klein that received lower ratings than usual. Most notably was Klein Forest. Please be aware, this is a clear indication of what Morath might do in the future. He has Fort Worth right now under his crosshairs. My advice to you is to organize again. There's time to fight the entire accountability system. There will be no positive academic change in education until the accountability system is outlawed. Morath is justifying his takeovers based on failing schools that is derived, as you know, from the accountability system. So I appreciate your thoughts on this, and I will just add, I would appreciate it if I would be allowed to post in that Facebook page. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Huff. President Ellis, our next registered speaker this evening is Ms. Donna Cox. Ms. Cox, will you please approach the podium? You'll have 2 minutes, and I'll start the timer whenever you begin.
Your reputation for manipulation and shenanigans is growing. You're losing students and teachers. Please stop playing games with the Klein community. You claim transparency, but you removed your check register from public access, even though Cy-Fair, Conroe, Katie, and others make theirs available on the website. Theirs is in Excel and extremely easy to read. However, we in Klein have to go through a bureaucratic, time-consuming, and sometimes costly process of the public information request system. And when the check register is received after the public information request, it is not Excel, but it's a PDF that has been manipulated in several ways with inconsistent or irregular column widths. This causes misaligned data when converting to Excel. What are you trying to hide? Why are you working so hard to make it difficult for taxpayers to review what is rightfully theirs? You have an entire web page dedicated to your transparency, and it reads, Klein ISD is committed to maintaining transparency. Your method of delivering your check register is not transparent. This is manipulation. This is game playing. This is shenanigans. Please put your check register online and put it in Excel. And if somebody else asks for a PIR, please give it to them in Excel. It is not more shenanigans, though, from you. It is a coincidence that the last two budget meetings have poor quality audio and/or missing portions of the recording. The April 2025 meeting is so garbled with interference that it is not discernible. And the April 2024 meeting is a 140-minute meeting with only 6 recorded minutes. Your grievance process is botched, biased, and baloney. This has been covered ad nauseum in other public comments over the last 18 months. This board should shine, but chooses to manipulate and deceive. You have, and you continue to erode our trust, and you're bringing Klein down, but covering it up with expensive, glossy, beautiful photography. Cleverly worded word statements to make you look good.
That's your time, ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Cox. President Ellis, our last registered speaker this evening is Mr. Dennis Boyder. Mr. Boyder, please approach the podium. Mr. Boyder, you will have 2 minutes to speak, and I'll just start the clock whenever you begin.
I come to praise Klein ISD. I came here in 1982 when a brand new high school was opening called Klein Oak. And I left a fine school in San Antonio to come here for 2 reasons. 1, the opportunity to open a new school, and 2, the reputation of Klein ISD. Since that time, myself, my wife, my sister, my daughter, and my son-in-law have worked or are working in Klein for a total of 116 years. So we're pretty vested in what goes on here. But what I want to talk about today is I taught music, so the fine arts program at Klein ISD, and how impressed I am by what goes on in this community, and I'm continually amazed after being here for 43 years. Recently, there was a fine arts expo at Klein Cain. The first time this has happened, I was amazed, even after all the knowledge and experience I've had with that. A mariachi band, choirs everywhere, a marimba with 3 people playing on one instrument, just wonderful, wonderful talent. Drama productions, the art, there's always been art exhibits, but I was walking through again and again amazed, a seventh grader that can do an artist rendition in pointillism. I didn't even know what that meant when I was in seventh grade. And so I'm just want to express my appreciation for that. I used to say that if a school district has a good choral program, everything else is good too, because I always felt like we were at the bottom of the list, you know. And so we are surrounded by great school districts, all with fine programs in the music and every other discipline. But I don't know, and maybe I'm speaking from a limited knowledge here, of a school district that has band, orchestra, choir, drama, dance, drill team, art, and all of them are superb. And if you don't believe that, you just need to go out and check it.
Thank you, Mr. Boyder. President Ellis, that concludes tonight's registered speakers.
Thank you, Mr. Qualls. The trustees will now move into closed session under sections 551071, 072, 074, 076, 082, 0821, and 551087. The time is now 6:15 p.m. Good evening. A lot of excitement. May I have your attention, please? The time is now 6:48 p.m. and this meeting of the Klein ISD Board of Trustees is reconvened. Thank you for joining us tonight. This evening, Trustee Mr. Chris Todd will lead us in prayer, and Trustee Dustin Qualls will lead us to the pledges of allegiance. Please stand.
Please bow with me. Father God, I come to you tonight just thankful for the opportunity to be here and to be able to serve children and serve our community. Father, pray that you will be with us tonight, help us to make wise decisions, and help us to just be ever mindful that every decision we make affects children, affects lives, affects our entire community. Father, I pray for those lives that we affect. I pray that you will grow close to them. I pray that you'll keep them safe, that you'll allow the students to understand that they have the opportunity to change their world forever, and that you'll give them a passion for that and excitement for that. Father, I pray for the teachers that you'll inspire them to do just that, to give kids knowledge to change the world, Father. Give them every day, and in a hard day, give them a reminder that they make a difference. So, Father, for everybody else that's involved, I pray that you would just remind them, no matter what their job is, that they make a difference. And Father, I pray for our police officers that keep us safe. Pray that you'll continue to give them vigilance and protect them as they protect us. Father, I pray for our community that you will just forever guard this community, Father. I pray for unity. I pray for harmony. I pray for the things that continue to make us great, the deep roots and the strong values. I pray that you'll continue to keep them safe and keep them ongoing here in this community. Father, I thank you for the board members here, the men and women that are going to conduct business. I pray that you will just be with each and every one of them tonight. It's in Jesus' name that I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in honoring our nation's flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for joining us for tonight's meeting. Your presence is meaningful to this board, the students and educators and community members who will be recognized this evening. If you could take a moment and please silence your cell phones, we would appreciate that. Klein ISD is a family with a shared vision that every student here in Klein ISD enters with a promise and exits with a purpose. The Board of Trustees does not take lightly the responsibility our community has entrusted to us. We work diligently along with Klein ISD leadership on behalf of every student in our care. Every regular meeting, including tonight's, is an opportunity for the trustees to conduct the district business and to recognize the achievements of our Klein ISD family. The great work that happens every day here in Klein ISD is something we are proud to recognize and share with our community. We conduct our school board meetings in accordance with Texas law. So, for example, we cannot vote on any item that is not listed on the agenda, and we may not publicly discuss items that do not appear on the agenda. All of our voting must be in public, but we can privately discuss items regarding personnel, the discipline of students, the acquisition of school sites, the matters of school safety and security, and of course, items that require legal advice, but the final vote must be done in full view of the public. Perfect. The agenda and notice of meeting are distributed to each trustee 1 week before our regular monthly meeting. If individual board members have questions, we often call the superintendent prior to the meeting so that on many items recommended for approval, trustees can quickly determine if we agree. If we seem to be moving quickly, it's because we are prepared to make a decision without further questions or discussions. With that exciting preamble, we are now ready to begin. Dr. McGowan, can we start with the reports on tonight's agenda?
Yes, thank you, President Ellis, and good evening, Klein family. It's so great to look out and see our kids holding their state championship titles and little ones hopefully on the way to Klein ISD soon. So we're just glad to have you all joining us tonight. Our first report this evening is the 7th update regarding the 89th legislative session and the impact on Klein ISD and public education in the state of Texas, including an update on the 25-26 budget. We continue to work with our community and engaging with our lawmakers this legislative session. Since our last report, our amazing Klein ISD mariachi and orchestra student musicians and teachers from Klein Forest, Klein Oak, and Klein Collins joined us at the Capitol to share their musical talents, but most importantly, to advocate for our schools, particularly for adequate funding so that we can keep these nationally recognized and award-winning programs like the Fine Arts in Klein ISD. So for tonight's legislative report number 7, we'll provide an update to the board and to the public on our continued efforts to advance the board adopted legislative priorities and to secure the necessary funding to provide the high quality education that our students deserve as we continue to ask our lawmakers to fund our schools first. So for that, I'm going to have our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Dan Schaefer, come forward to bring this evening's financial update. Dan.
All right. Thank you, Dr. McGowan. And good evening, trustees, Ms. Spalding, Klein family. I may have a helper here this evening, so probably be more entertaining than what I'm going to present, but we'll move forward. So since our last board report, which was the legislative update number 6 presented at the regular April meeting, Governor Abbott has signed the school voucher into law. The plan is to launch the program at the start of the 26-27 school year and will allocate $1 billion in taxpayer funds over 2 years for private school tuition without requiring private schools to accept all students or administer STAR-related exams. This will represent approximately 50,000 students each year. So with that voucher bill decided, the legislature can now focus on the remaining 5.5 million students served in public schools, and that brings us to House Bill 2, which is the funding bill. As you can see from the slide, I can't see it from here, but I did print it. So it does add $7.7 billion in public education, and that includes compensation increases with locally determined raises that would include all teachers and support staff. It increases the basic allotment, which is our primary funding tool, and would be the first increase in 6 years by $395. It also includes a special education initial evaluation and fine arts allotment as well. And so it's rather comprehensive, does provide a local flexible control. And then we're going to move past the House version of that to move into what's looking at the Senate version. And that is, it made major changes to it, House version by earmarking money to be used for specific purposes as opposed to giving districts the local control. And most notably, you'll see on this slide some stark differences related to, on the Senate's version is on the right side. It represents a salary-only increase for only classroom teachers with 3+ years of experience. That represents about 81% of our classroom teachers, so 19% of them would not receive. In addition, it provides no funding in years 0 and 2 for remaining teachers, and then bus drivers, custodians, counselors, nurses, librarians, special education aides, and any other position does not have funding for that. It removes the $395 in the basic allotment increases and replaces it with a $55 increase per year. That's not a per day, per year. And you look at that in comparison to what the $6,160 current basic allotment, that's a 0.9%, so not even a 1% increase, which is rather astonishing given the 25.8% increases we've seen in the cost of doing business due to inflation. So it does include a special education and safety allotment. The special education numbers are to be determined. It has to be calculated by and determined by the Commissioner of Education for the state. So we don't have modeling of that figure yet, but this does roll in the safety and security, which we discussed in the last legislative update. All right, make sure I covered everything. A couple key words to note. If you look at the difference between compensation and salary, words do matter when it comes to these laws that are being written. Compensation is an all-inclusive package for what employees receive. Originally, the House version of the bill funded compensation through increases to the basic allotment, meaning all the money paid to an employee. This includes salaries, TRS contributions, Medicare, and the state share of TRS. So it's all inclusive. But in the current version of the committee substitute House Bill 2, only salary is funded. The bill specifically earmarks funds for salaries alone, which means that's only 88.3% of the variable portion of compensation. So the district would be obligated to continue to pay the additional amounts for TRS and Medicare contributions. Again, this bill only covers 37% of all staff. So the required raise in the Senate version only accounts for 37% of our staff and only 81% of our teachers. So once again, Klein ISD would be left basically holding the bag for some additional underfunded mandates. So now let's take a look at how the two versions of the bill would impact Klein ISD. So these are the numbers as it comes to what the House would generate as far as an increase, along with the required additional spending levels. So the House increase is roughly $30.5 million. The compensation requirement is 14.2, and that covers all staff, leaving the district with some locally determined funding of 16.3. So that would be to cover all the other cost of doing business increases since 2019. As we all felt in our personal lives, things continue to cost more. The Senate increase, $22.6 million in revenue, so lower revenue, but a higher spending requirement. And the salary piece of it would be limited to, again, like I said, only 81% of our teachers, and would represent $17 million. So leaving the district with flexible funding of about $5.5 million. So pretty drastic differences when you look at what's available for the district to operate. So hypothetically speaking, just how far does $5.5 million go towards covering the cost for next year? Well, here are some of the items. Just looking at what would happen if we wanted to at least do something for our remaining staff and their teachers with 0 to 2 years of experience. If we did a 1% raise for classroom teachers 0 to 2 and all other employees 1%, it's $0.5 million for those classroom teachers. All other employees would be 1.9. Electricity, unfortunately, is going up. Our contract was due for renegotiation. The old one expired. The rates aren't as favorable as they used to be, and that's about a $2.7 million increase. This luxury item called garbage pickup is going up as well, about $0.2 million. So that would leave us about $200,000 to deal with everything else. And when you look at that, this does not come close to addressing the 25.8% inflation that we've all experienced since 2019. And these are numbers, the inflation numbers come from the comptroller. These aren't numbers that Klein ISD is making up. And so it's something that we really need to take to heart because it's something that truly everyone is feeling. One of the things, when you look at what some of the additional costs that we've seen over the years, property and casualty insurance, I'm sure y'all are feeling that in your own personal lives, fuel, utilities, and those are just some of the major components that we're seeing increases just like everybody else. The district doesn't get a special discount due to being in public ed, but it is something that we are definitely feeling as well. So as a result, we are recommending pushing, I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. I was trying to skip ahead. No luck. So on to school bonds, we're going to shift gears to something that fortunately is stalling, but I want to make sure we were aware of it in case it attaches to another bill and gets traction moving forward. So House Bill 19 was something that would make issuance of bonds, which are locally approved through voters, would make it more difficult to get those passed in the future. So these are just two items I wanted to make sure folks were aware of so that we can, in case there is a legislative update that's needed, we can then push that forward and y'all would be aware of what type of communication would be needed. All right. I would like to say I appreciate all the work that was done in the budget workshop. We had a lot of good conversations, and we were able to share a lot of good information. Appreciate the questions that were asked. There was quite a bit of things that have changed since then, and want to make sure the board is updated. Given the nature of the changes, they're rather significant. It is recommended that we do move the the proposal of the budget a couple weeks. We'd like to typically adopt at the regular meeting in June. Unfortunately, we want to make sure we get the most accurate information possible. And so the recommendation is that we have the proposal of the budget at the regular June meeting, and that we adopt the budget later in the month, which would be June 24th. This would give us time to have the required posting requirements, and we would hold the public hearing and request adoption of the budget on June 24th. Our fiscal year starts July 1st. We've been rather busy, which is really good. We've, as far as educating our community, as you know, we've been working tirelessly to share legislative information to our community. We've held 7 budget advisory community conversations. The results and themes of that were a lot of people were shocked at the underfunded mandates, concerns that the state had a surplus, that it's not being reinvested in public schools, and questions about the sustaining programs like the arts, athletics, and CTE in light of budget challenges. We've also used additional strategies to share information. 6 legislative reports to the board. Tonight is number 7. Comprehensive legislative website created and maintained, so thanks to the communications team. 4 quarterly Klein Leadership Coalition meetings. Legislative updates on a weekly basis via Klein ISD social media. 57 staff meetings with every school and department. And most notably, we sent out legislative alerts with information about bills impacting funding and safety. So be on the lookout this week as well, because there is some activity at the legislative level that should generate potentially additional action needed. And we appreciate anything that you can do to continue to contact your representatives and ask our representatives to fund our schools first. There's only 11 days left in the session, so the time is now. There's a lot riding on it, and there's some rather big differences between the House and the Senate that really need to be reconciled. We're really pushing, we prefer the House version as originally written, because the Senate version does significantly restrict how the funds can be utilized, and there's also less funding in it that's available for public ed. I'll be happy to answer any questions from the board.
Any questions? Could you explain just briefly what the underfunded mandates are?
Sure. So currently, special education is probably our largest one. There's a lot of requirements associated with providing special educational services. We receive about $28.8 million in special education funding. It costs about $80 million to provide that funding, so there's a $50 million underfunded mandate. Safety and security is another one. So we're required to have armed personnel on every campus. Fortunately, before this became law, Klein ISD was very close to already meeting that requirement. We did have to add a few personnel for that requirement. The state provides $1.2 million in safety allotment. The Klein ISD currently spends about $10 million to comply with that safety requirements. There is some funding in these bills for safety. It is basically doubling what they were providing, but it's still far short of what it costs to provide that service.
So the state's requiring us to do this, but they're only giving us funds for a fraction of that?
Correct.
Okay, that's an underfunded mandate?
Yes.
Okay, good. Any other questions? Not good, but thank you.
Yeah. These celebrations are going to be much better than this, but if we can
We're
get
starting on a high note.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
It's an important piece just to be aware of, and how there are things right now that will have a drastic impact on us continuing to be able to provide these kind of things for the district, and so it's
Correct.
Important.
Yeah, it's definitely, when you look at the inflation since 2019, 25.8% per the comptroller, and the basic allotment potential increase on the Senate version is 0.9. I mean, that's pretty low. And And we were very grateful for the support to provide experienced teachers raises. But there's a lot of other costs that go along with providing the services that we feel merit additional contributions as well.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mr. Schaefer. We appreciate all the effort of your team and communications, everything that y'all do.
Thank you.
Okay. Dr. McGowan, ready for our next report.
Yes, so our next report is a more joyful report, so that's good news for everyone. But I will say before I turn it over to our Director of the Education Foundation and Community Relations, I hope everybody saw the number 11 for 11 days. That's what's left to solve the problems that Dan just shared, and that's how we all feel about it, basically. It's awful. And I just hope that all of you who are parents in this room, raise your hand if you're a parent of kids in Klein or any other public school district in the state of Texas. It's a lot of us in here. I don't know about y'all, but I think our kids are worth more than $55 when we're sitting on a historic multi-billion-dollar surplus at the state level. Our personal children are worth more than that, and all of these kids who are sitting out here are being honored and recognized for the great work they do. They're worth more than that, and our teachers are worth more than this. Our staff, our custodians, our food service workers, our bus drivers, all the people that it takes to make things happen every day in our schools are worth far more than what's being allocated. So this is a moment of truth for Texas public education, and with this record-breaking surplus they have, they will either invest in our schools or shortchange our kids, period. So I hope you'll pick up the phone and let them know how you feel about what we do in our public schools every single day, because our kids are worth it, our staff is worth it, and so goes the schools, so go the community. So let's fight for this place that we all love. I'm done with that now. We're going to celebrate some wonderful people and things. Please have our director, Christy Spisak, come forward. She's going to give us a report on the wonderful grants that have been awarded across Klein ISD to hardworking, dedicated educators in our classrooms.
Yes, I could not say it better than you just now. As a parent, community member, and employee, I wholeheartedly agree. I'm very grateful to work somewhere we have such a wonderful CFO, superintendent, and school board, and who inform us and keep us educated so that we can advocate ourselves as well. So on to some good news. Good evening, President Ellis, members of the board, Dr. McGowan, Ms. Spalding, and Klein family. It's a true honor for our foundation directors, alongside our incredible business and community partners, to visit campuses and surprise educators who have submitted innovative grant applications aligned with our mission of reimagining learning for Klein ISD students. Continuing this wonderful tradition, I'm thrilled to share that on Friday, April the 25th, we awarded grants totaling $92,569 across our campuses. We are incredibly grateful for the generosity of our community and business supporters who make it possible to return the funding directly into our classrooms and campuses, directly impacting our students and dedicated staff members. The joy and gratitude from the grant recipients is truly unmatched. It is without a doubt one of the most joyful and heartwarming days of the school year. So we invite you now to enjoy a short video capturing just a few of those special moments.
I wrote this grant because of my own story when it came to engineering at our engineering program. When I came to Klein Oak, I was excited to learn engineering. We got to do all kinds of digital projects and use digital tools. 3D printers are expensive, and I want to break those barriers for other students coming to Klein Oak.
Sure. We're taking a trip to Italy this summer, my daughter and my whole family, and we're going to look at the sustainability of all of the buildings over there. And then we're going to collaborate with the environmental systems kids, environmental science kids at Klein Collins, and our kids to build their own sustainable cities based on the things that we've learned.
I are visiting in Italy this summer, and so we thought that we would do an art and science collaborative work together. So we're going to be collaborating with Klein Collins and Bettingness Elementary School to create sustainable cities. So my 8th classes and my mom's 4th and 5th grade, our classes are going to work to create these sustainable cities together. So we're going to video call together and come in groups, and I'm really excited now. Congratulations!
Our goal is to partner with Klein Oak in their yearbook to have them come and teach these kids how to take pictures and create captions.
Together.
Yes, and they make the yearbook.
Yeah.
So we're just there facilitating and teaching it all.
So the project Books That Add Up will allow us to support our students in understanding math vocabulary through the use of picture books and mentor text. They'll be able to connect the math that they're learning every day with real world scenarios and make that more meaningful in their personal lives.
I wanted to create something, I know Motor Labs have been created before, but I want to create something big and better that can be taken from campus to campus and doesn't only include our students with special education services, but takes into consideration our GT students, our students with ADHD, all of that, and brings it, encompasses. And I heard my campus coordinator described it as, I almost feel like it's a children's museum. And I said, yes, I love that, the way you said that, because it's going to encompass all that with all that hands-on material that our kids need so bad. And so I'm very excited. Yes.
We came up with a fun idea to hopefully serve all of our students at all of our schools with the closed closet, and kind of collaborated throughout the school system to use shelving and things like that to put funds directly in the clothing and items for the family. So this is a extremely generous start. I can't believe y'all. Thank you.
I have the privilege and blessing of working with a ton of students who have the capacity to communicate and to advocate for themselves. And we just need to give them a little extra help. And so with this grant, we'll be able to do that for a lot of students. So thank you very much. We're very happy to help you. Congratulations. Alice and I were actually just watching kids during dismissal one day, and it was a student. She was walking, she had her head like buried in a book. Initiative for next school year for reading, encouraging kids and families to like have that love for reading and that love for STEM. And we have this whole plan, like turn a page, 40,000 books, like we're just gonna do it. And then with this team, we just want to encourage our kids to be problem solvers and critical thinkers. And awesome, thank you.
Joining us this evening are Klein ISD Education Foundation Executive Vice President and Grant Committee Co-Chair, Ms. Heather Patrick. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Patrick to share more about this year's exceptional grant recipients and their innovative projects.
Thank you, Christine. We are excited to see these dynamic and impactful grant projects take shape across our campuses. We extend our sincere appreciation to each grant writer and campus principal for their creativity, dedication, and unwavering pursuit of excellence. The campuses awarded for spring 2025 are Klein Oak High School for their project Klein Oak Innovators. This grant, in the amount of $4,820, is sponsored by Stantec and was written by Daniel Mackey, Vanessa Riley, and Kaden Martin. The Klein Oak Innovators grant will enhance STEM education by providing 3D printers that allow all students to bring digital designs to life, building engineering skills, and engage in hands-on innovation. Klein Collins High School and Benignus Elementary for their project, Architects of Sustainability. This grant, in the amount of $10,006, is sponsored by PBK and was written by Sarah Hall and Tracy Hall. This collaborative project engaged students across grade levels in designing sustainable model cities inspired by Italian architecture, promoting teamwork, problem solving, and environmental awareness through hands-on learning and public showcases. Metzler Elementary for their project Yearbook Club, where ingenuity meets memories. This grant, in the amount of $4,600, is sponsored by Team Klein and was written by Christine Green, Jennifer Wallace, and Rosalind Lloyd. The Yearbook Club grant supports 5th grade students in creating a school yearbook, fostering creativity, teamwork, and real-world skills in design, writing, and digital media while building a lasting student-led tradition. Kaiser Elementary, for their project Books That Add Up. This grant, in the amount of $59.39, is sponsored by Purdue, Brandon, Fielder, Collins, and Mott, and was written by Carol Thompson, Katrina Alexander, Michelle Cole, and Christina Pena. This grant funds the purchase of math-themed books to enhance K-5 instruction by integrating literacy and math, supporting diverse learners, and improving comprehension through cross-curricular real-world connections, reduce frustration, and build independence at school, home, and in the community. Fox Elementary for their project Knowledge in a Vending Machine, fueling curiosity with books and STEM. This grant, in the amount of $24,930, is sponsored by Campus Kids and was written by Lakita Combs. The Knowledge in a Vending Machine project motivates PK through 5 students to achieve academic goals by rewarding them with books or STEM kits, fostering a love of learning, reading, and exploration through engaging, incentive-based experiences. Now I'll turn it back over to the Director of Klein Education Foundation, Christy.
We are excited to see these innovative grants come to life and make a lasting impact. We are deeply grateful to our business and community partners for their steadfast support and commitment to our students and educators. On behalf of the Klein ISD Education Foundation, thank you for championing our mission and help shape a brighter future in Klein ISD.
Thank you, Ms. Spizak, and we appreciate everything the foundation does and all the supporters in the community to invest in these projects. Dr. McGowan.
Yes, we'll begin this evening with the arts, and to do that, I want to bring forward our Director of Fine Arts, Mr. Frank Shooter, to introduce some of our exceptionally talented student artists in our Klein family.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Good evening. And once again, thank you, Dr. McGowan, President Ellis, board members, Ms. Spalding, and the Klein community. It is certainly a pleasure to be with you here tonight. We're honored to recognize the Klein-Cain High School Choir for their remarkable achievement in being selected to perform at the prestigious Texas Music Educators Association Convention in San Antonio this past February. This invitation is one of the highest honors in Texas music education, reflecting the exceptional talent, unwavering dedication, and masterful direction of both students and directors. The TMEA Honor Choir selection process is highly competitive, involving rigorous blind auditions and evaluations by respected music professionals from across the state. Being chosen to perform places the Klein-Cain Choir among the most accomplished high school choirs in the state of Texas. This incredible honor would not have been possible without the outstanding leadership of Head Director, Mr. Austin Dean, and Assistant Director, Ms. Michelle Hank, whose guidance and passion for musical excellence have inspired their students to reach the highest levels of achievement. Now we are in for a real treat. The directors, Mr. Dean and Ms. Hank, are here with the Klein-Cain Choir to sing a couple of their favorite songs they had the privilege of presenting at TMEA. Please help me welcome our award-winning Klein-Cain Choir.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dr. McGowan and school board and Mr. Hernandez as well for helping facilitate all of this. It is not lost on me how unusual and maybe a little crazy it is to have a miniature choir concert in the middle of a school board meeting. But we're thrilled nonetheless, and it just, again, it's very easy to say that a district supports the fine arts. It's very easy to say that a district supports the athletics and CTE and so on. It's another thing entirely to witness the evening we're having right now, where the invitation is extended for them to show the community and the school board and everyone what they work so hard on every day. So we're going to sing two. One's a little longer, one's really, really short. This first one's called The Wedding, and it's written from the personal experience of a composer whose family experienced a terrible tragedy decades ago. So it all comes on the heels of this big kind of traditional Indian wedding celebration. It's kind of cinematic in that way, and so you'll kind of hear two very distinct sections of this piece of music. And the second one is a party, and I'll tell you about it in a second. This next one is short and sweet. It's called Canta. It's by a Cuban composer. I would explain what the translation is, but it's really just joy personified. This is Canta.
Well, if that doesn't bring joy to your heart, you're heartless. It's that simple, right? Just fantastic. Klein Cain Choir, thank you so much for blessing us with your talent and presence at our board meeting today. We proudly recognize these choir students for their contributions and for this memorable performance and their achievement at TMEA. Mr. Dean and Ms. Hank will present each of these scholars with a certificate of accomplishment as they exit the ballroom. We would also like to recognize their supportive principal, Ms. Lauren Marty. Ms. Marty, please stand to be recognized. Your dedication and support of your students is nothing less than phenomenal. Congratulations again to the Klein Cain Choir for this well-earned recognition. And personally, I am incredibly hopeful that our elected representatives use a portion of their multi-billion-dollar surplus that they have at their disposal to fund public education in a manner in which we get to experience this, and more importantly, the students get to experience it on a daily basis. Thank you once again. I appreciate everything that this board does for fine arts. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.
Wonderful. That was joyful. Dr. McGowan.
Yes, and I want to say thank you to Director Shooter, and just to celebrate with the community, we found out last week for the 14th consecutive year, Klein ISD has been named a best community for music education in the nation. So we continue the tradition of excellence in the arts in Klein ISD. Next, we'll turn our attention to academic achievement, and so we have Ms. Stacy Kinsfather, our Assistant Superintendent for Teaching and Learning, here to recognize our next outstanding students.
Thank you, Dr. McGowan, and good evening, President Ellis, board members, Ms. Spalding, and our Klein family. It is an honor to stand before you this evening to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of our Klein ISD students who have demonstrated excellence through our career and technical education programs. These students have achieved remarkable success at the highest levels of state and national competitions, representing Klein ISD with pride, professionalism, and skill. We are proud to highlight students who placed first and second at the highest level of their state competitions across a variety of CTE pathways. These include Skills USA, Texas Public Safety Association, and Texas Technology Student Association state competitions. Before I call our students and staff up to be honored, can we please have the principals of Klein High, Klein Oak, Klein Collins, and Klein Kane please come forward to be honored for your support of our students and staff and to assist with handing out the certificates. And now please join me in recognizing the following students for this outstanding achievement. Students, as I call your name, please come forward. And audience, we kindly ask that you hold your applause until all students, and there's a lot of them, have been recognized. Principals, when your school's name is called, please hand out those certificates. First up, we have the Texas Public Safety Association, TPSA, state competition, Klein High School. The criminal justice programs, we have Gina Cooper, Anthropology, second place. Matthias Bloyo, Fire Agility Course, second place. Vincent Meek, Law Agility Course, male, first place. Emma Sherlock, Fire Press Conference, second place. Olivia Shattle, Search and Rescue, first place. And advisor, Ms. Kira Hassler-Newsome. The Technology Student Association, TSA, state competition, we also have Klein High School, Computer Science and Technology Education Programs. We have Cameron Horak, Biotechnology, second place. Tanush Solai, Manufacturing Design, first place, with advisor Karen Mahichek. Promotional video team, second place. We have Michael Doe, Justin Churong, Riley Vu, Syed Yuanusaraf, and advisor Karen Mahichek. From Klein Oak High School, we have computer science and technology education programs, graphic design, artistic first place, and information technology second place is Katerina Caroza, advisor Brad Threadgill. Animation first place, Tiago Gomez. Multimedia presentation first place, Stephen Matthews. Animation second place, Aubrey Sharp. Technology problem solving second place, Gavin Lane, with advisor Jeff McGee. Technology education programs, CO2 Research Racer ABS Plastic first place, Noah Lewis, with advisor Daniel Mackey. Promotional design and marketing first place, Aaliyah Melgar, with advisor Lauren Freed. Then Skills USA state competition, Klein Collins High School Geospatial Engineering and Land Surveying College Program. The land surveying team got second place with Nicholas Garcia, William Musket, Abraham Paredes, advisor Jennifer High. The criminal justice programs, career promotion demonstration team got first place with Alejandra Castillo, Paulina Hernandez, Kaylin Warren, and advisor Rebecca Schultz. We also have the career promotion demonstration team, second place, with Asuulala Adewani, Erica Cortez, Emma Miller, and advisor Rebecca Schultz. From Klein Kane High School, we have the Automotive Technology Program, the Automotive Maintenance and Light Repair AC Testing Team got second place with Elias Gomez, Emmanuel Maciel, advisors Henry Silva and Ryan Frick. Also, Klein Kane High School, we have the Criminal Justice Programs, 911 Call Taking, second place, Raymond Garita, advisor Octobra Dawudo. Please join me in a round of applause for these exceptional students and their advisors. You all did a great job of holding that applause. Thank you. We are incredibly proud of these state-winning students and their advisors for their hard work, talent, and continued pursuit of excellence. They're shining examples of the success that results from our strong CTE programs and unwavering support of our dedicated educators and Klein ISD leadership. If you are here as family to support these students, please stand so we may honor you for your dedication and support as well. Thank you, and please be seated. President Ellis and Dr. McGowan, would you please join us for some photos?
Most of the audience here.
You should have got on the pictures. Or the risers, whatever they're called.
It's too easy. Oh, yeah.
All right, Ms. Kinsfather will now continue with the national level winners for our career and technical education program. And congratulations to all of these wonderful students and families.
Thank you, Dr. McGowan and Board of Trustees. Up next, we are proud to recognize the outstanding students from the Klein ISD Geospatial Engineering and Land Surveying College Program for their remarkable achievements at the National Society of Professional Surveyors college-level student competition held in Washington, D.C. The team placed an impressive second place at this highest level of prestigious competition, showcasing not only their technical skills, but also their commitment to excellence in the field of geospatial engineering and surveying. This accomplishment reflects the hard work, determination, and collaborative spirit of students, as well as the exemplary leadership of Jennifer High, Klein Collins High School teacher and Geospatial Engineering and Land Surveying College Program Coordinator. Please join me up front to be honored for your dedication to our students and this exceptional advanced program. Jennifer, that was you. Also, I would like to honor Klein Collins administration for their continued support of students and staff leading this program. Please come forward. Now we proudly recognize the following students for their outstanding achievement in the advanced coursework and national placement. As we call each honoree's name, please come forward. We again request the audience hold their applause until everyone's name has been called. We have Diego Garcia, William Johnson, Lillian Juarez, William Musket, Christina Price, Angel Rodriguez. Please join me for a round of applause for these students and the teacher leading this advanced pathway. We are so proud of you representing Klein ISD with such distinction and for setting a high standard in the field of geospatial engineering and land surveying. If you are here as family, support, or friends of these elite students, please stand so we may honor you for your dedication and support as well. Thank you. Please be seated. And Dr. McGowan and Mr. Ellis, please come forward and help us commemorate this occasion.
Congratulations to all of those national winners. It's time to round out our AAA tradition of excellence with a focus on athletics. So I'd like to invite our Executive Director for Athletics, Mr. Brandon Baker, to come forward to recognize some truly talented student athletes in our Klein family.
All right, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Dr. McGowan, President Ellis, members of the board, Mrs. Spalding, and Klein family. What an honor it is to recognize a truly historic achievement by the 2024-2025 Klein-Cain boys soccer team, who were crowned the UIL 6A Division I state champions.
Woo!
In a thrilling overtime finish, the Hurricanes made school history by capturing their first ever team state championship with a 1-0 victory over Alief Elsik in Georgetown. This momentous victory capped a record-setting season with a final record of 24 wins, only 2 losses, and 3 draws, including a 22-match unbeaten streak and 18 shutouts, a testament to their tenacity and teamwork. Notably, this was also the first boys soccer playoff win in school history, and the Hurricanes used that momentum to reach the pinnacle of Texas high school soccer. Let's take a look at this incredible team. Let me thank Marlon Torres of the Communications Department. They only gave us 15 seconds, and I said ours needs to be the best one of anybody, and they said ours was the best. So thank you to him and our communications team. At this time, we would like to proudly recognize the dedicated student athletes who made this historic season possible. Yeah. I would also like to recognize Principal Lauren Marty for her incredible support of this team, and Campus Athletic Director James Clancy. Please join me up front to honor this remarkable team. This incredible accomplishment would not have been possible without the leadership of head coach Jerson Carrasco and assistant coaches Troy Phillips and Jorge Sanchez, whose commitment and guidance shaped the team for the record books. With this win, Klein-Cain becomes the 3rd boys soccer team in Klein ISD history to earn a state title, joining Klein High School and Klein Oak. Coaches, would you please join me up front to celebrate with your team? I would also like to recognize our District Athletic Director, Darby Young, who oversees soccer across all 5 high schools in Klein ISD. He's hiding somewhere.
He's right here.
He's right here.
Come on up, Coach. Thank you. Students, as your name is called, please come up to the front of the room. We kindly ask that all audience members hold their applause until all names have been read. Amagai Agbu. You guys weren't listening. It's all right, you're excited. Daniel Alexandre, Axel Ambris, Noah Ballard, Matthew Barone, Braden Beer, Jacob Bowie, Carlos Castillo Delgado, Danielle Celise Williamson, Ivan Contreras, Michael Corona, Donato Farina, Keom Garcia, Parker Glenn, game-winning goal, Angel Hernandez, Jonathan Hernandez, Evan Messina, Frank Oliver, Oscar Oropeza, Andre Popa, Xavi Solguero, Ruben Sanabria, Samuel Switzer, Juan Triana Rico, and Matias Valencia. All right, the legacy of the 2024-2025 Klein-Cain boys soccer team will serve as an inspiration for generations of Hurricanes to come and stands as a shining example of excellence in athletics across Klein ISD. If you are here as a family member to support or friends of these exceptional athletes, please stand so that we may honor you for your dedication and support. Thank you. At this time, we'd like to invite President Ellis and Dr. McGowan to join our honorees at the front of the group photo.
I love it.
All right, everybody look at me. Smile. Good, let me see, make sure. All right, and if you want to squat, and 1, 2, 3.
Make sure your awards are the right side up, guys. Also,
You not in front of you.
Ready, 1, 2, 3. One more, 1, 2.
Let me tell you, in addition to being a great soccer team, these guys are great students, great kids. We took them on that tour of champions, and to see the way that they interacted with the elementary kids and the intermediate kids was unbelievable. Took their medals off. I hope we got them all back. But let the kids wear them. I mean, it was like inspiring. My own kids were part of that because they go to one of the elementary schools. They came home really excited. So thank you guys for being you. We appreciate it. Next up, we're extremely proud to recognize 20 Klein ISD student athletes who have achieved academic all-state elite recognition from the Texas High School Coaches Association, or THSCA, in the sports of football, baseball, soccer, swim and dive, tennis, golf, and track. This outstanding achievement speaks to the hard work, dedication, and commitment of our student athletes to excel both on the field and in the classroom. To earn this prestigious recognition, students must achieve a near-perfect score in all categories, including overall GPA, class rank, and SAT or ACT scores, as well as demonstrate good moral character and be a senior in good standing with their athletic team. We're especially thrilled to honor these exceptional Klein ISD student athletes who have been selected to the elite team, the highest distinction given by the THSCA. Before I call our elite athletes and their head coaches, can each campus athletic director please join me up front to honor our students and to thank our leading athletics at your high school?
Yes.
Come on. We would like to recognize not only each student athlete, but also the head coach for their dedication and hard work they've shown in helping these student athletes excel both on the field and in the classroom. Students and coaches, please step forward as your name is called so we may honor you. Again, we ask that the audience hold all applause until all honorees have been introduced. From Klein High School, swim and dive, Trenton Cassins, Andrew Darbaugh, Cassandra Rodabaugh, and head coach Jim Savoda. Making the elite team in football and baseball this semester, William Clay, along with the head baseball coach, Joel Reichling, head football coach, Nick Caduti. And not able to attend today, Amber Johnson with the tennis program. This is her second one. It was fall tennis as well as spring. From Klein Oak High School, boys track, we have Chaw Ong, William Osterman, joined by head coach Andrew Pont. Making the elite team in girls soccer and girls track, both sports, Trinity Jefferson, joined by head soccer coach Jimmy Collins and head girls track coach Jacoby Franks. And in tennis, we have Emily Polito, joined with head coach Agatha Gaston. From Klein Collins, we have boys soccer, Aaron Nelson, joined with head coach Daryl Hamlet. In tennis, we have Carly Cook and head coach Devin Burnett. Football, Robert Ross. And our campus AD, head football coach Adrian Mitchell. Swim and dive, Gabriela Vasquez, joined by head coach Blair Villanueva. And finally, at Klein Cain High School, we have state champion swimmer Alejandro Michelina, Matthew Wang, and in golf, Isaac Ciravolo, Kaylee Kang, joined by head coach Jennifer Johnson. In tennis, Catherine Falzerano. Girls track, Jocelyn Rich, with the head girls track coach Danielle Paley. Finally, state champion boys soccer, Ruben Sanabria, and head boys soccer coach Jerzan Carrasco. Let's give these guys a round of applause. These students, with the support of their families and their coaches, have demonstrated exceptional athletic and academic achievement, and we congratulate them for their outstanding accomplishments. They exemplify the high standards set by Klein ISD and serve as an inspiration to their peers. If you're here as a family, support, or friend, and for these exceptional student athletes, please stand so we may honor you. I told you these guys were fine. President Ellis and Dr. McGowan, please join our student athletes and coaches up front as we take a photo to celebrate this incredible milestone.
Next time, we need to hold each other.
Something else. Alumni. Soccer team has a surprise for our board members as well.
Good to see you. Great job. Great job.
Totally wearing it. She's totally wearing mine on. I like
Oh, man.
I think the athletic ability here at this table versus right there is kind of like night and day, but very kind. Well, that was exciting. There's so much talent and dedication that goes into sport, and the parental support. We thank you, parents, for being here and supporting your student athletes. Thank you, Mr. Baker, and all the coaches. Dr. McGowan.
Well, I'm very excited to have this state championship gold medal accessory to go with my purple Klein Cain suit, which I did wear for all the incredible accomplishments at Klein Cain. And truly, I just want to say to these young men and to you, Coach Clancy, for all of your hard work. It's been a heck of a spring semester for Klein Cain, between being state champions for soccer, having state champions in swimming, to being able to say we're now in the top 8 in the state for baseball, and then to have 2 of our alums from Klein Cain go on to be drafted in the NFL. It's been a good spring semester for Klein Cain athletics, everyone. We're super proud. And congratulations to all of our elite athletes. To be excellent in the classroom and in your respective sport is something we really cherish in Klein ISD. So keep up the great work across the board. And speaking of alums going to the NFL, we have a wonderful alumni recognition. So I'd like to invite our Chief of Staff and Klein ISD alum, Dana Hernandez, to come and introduce this evening's nominees who were nominated by the one and only trustee Kathy Arlano. So thank you, Kathy, for making this recognition possible this evening. Dana.
And Ms. Arlano, thank you for letting me do this. This is very special. I know our alum very well and their wonderful families. So good evening, President Ellis, members of the board, Ms. Spalding, and our Klein family. And Brody, we're happy to have you here tonight. It is an honor to welcome 2 distinguished alumni of Klein Oak High School whose exceptional accomplishments reflect excellence, determination, and Panther pride, as we are proud to see in our students tonight, who not only excel as students in our district, but now she and her brother are excelling as leaders in our community. I'm so excited to first honor Lauren McCollum Andre, a proud Klein Oak 2012 graduate who is a first-generation college student and a trailblazing attorney. I know Lauren and her husband, Austin, very well, as they are friends, Klein Oak alum, Austin, as well, as they're friends of my oldest son. So Lauren, please join me up front so we can honor you this evening. Woo! Well, let me first tell you about this wonderful young lady. First of all, after attending Hildebrandt Intermediate, Lauren excelled at Klein Oak as a 4-year cheerleader and a National Honor Society member. Lauren credits much of her early academic confidence from one of her former teachers, Jennifer Schock, whose passion for teaching and unwavering support left a lasting impact on Lauren. Ms. Schock encouraged Lauren to push beyond her comfort zone, helping to shape the strong, articulate leader that she is today. Ms. Schock has continued her leadership at Klein Oak as a counselor, impacting hundreds of students' futures and positive interactions. Lauren was a bright light at Klein Oak and a natural leader who many looked up to for her well-rounded school experience. She earned her Bachelor's of Business Administration Accounting from Sam Houston State University, graduating summa cum laude with a 4.0 GPA, and the highest honors from the Honors College, an achievement unmatched in her business school class. While at Sam Houston, she was a Beta Gamma Sigma representative and led the all-girl cheer team as captain to its first Division I national championship. Lauren went on to a graduate school where she was near the top of her class at the Baylor Law School, where she served as a technical editor and a Baylor Law Review and earned numerous top remarks, especially in tax and estate planning. Since entering the legal profession, Lauren has made swift and significant strides. She became a named partner of Andre, Herzog, and Karp within just a few years of practicing, and was as an elected board of directors to the Katy Bar Association her first year. And ultimately, she became the youngest ever president, a role she currently holds. Lauren has been named to the Texas Super Lawyers Rising Stars list annually from 2022 to 2025, an honor awarded to only 2.5% of attorneys statewide, and was also recognized as top women attorneys in Texas. That's quite the accomplishment. In her 5 years of practice, she has successfully tried multiple high-stakes years of practice. She has included over $1 million in sanctions. A new mom of Brody, who's so sweet, and an active community volunteer, Lauren continues to lead with skill, integrity, and dedication, making a lasting impact both in and out of the courtroom. So let's all give it up for Lauren McCollum Andre. And we'll have you speak in just a second, Lauren. Next, in the magnificent McCollum family is Lauren's brother, Ryan McCollum, a graduate of Klein Oak of 2016, who also achieved remarkable success. Ryan was not only an outstanding academic and athletic student at Klein Oak, but also a standout athlete at Texas A&M University. Woo! I love Ryan. But universities are definitely different, huh? Ryan, he is a standout at this wonderful university. Ryan was a key part of one of the top offensive lines in the SEC. His talent and leadership earned him the title of offensive captain, team captain, and recognition as SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week. Following his collegiate career, Ryan signed as an undrafted free agent with the Houston Texans in 2021, marking the beginning of a professional career that has included playing for the Detroit Lions and now the Pittsburgh Steelers. Over 4 seasons in the NFL, Ryan has played in 30 games, including 3 starts, making his debut in Week 5 of 2021 and earning his first start just 1 week later. His journey from Klein Oak to the NFL is a testament to his perseverance, talent, and unwavering commitment to his work ethic. Obviously, Lauren and Ryan McCollum came from a wonderful family. Their family is here tonight. I want to recognize 2 wonderful parents, Jenny and Dale McCollum. Please stand, as they have been the biggest cheerleaders to both Ryan and Lauren. Also proud grandparents to Brody and another granddaughter that they have of Lauren's, and also the remainder of the family that's here to celebrate Lauren and Ryan. If you all will please stand to be recognized as well. It's an honor to welcome the extended McCollum family, especially sweet little Brody, Andre, back, and celebrating their inspirational achievements, not only at Klein Oak, but in their community and serving in the leadership role that Lauren has and that Ryan has on the field. We are so proud to shape and support these wonderful humans. And before I turn it over to Lauren to share a few words, take a look at this video. Ryan, obviously, is a very busy man, was unable to be with us tonight, but take a look at the video of a message that he shared on behalf of Kathy Arellano, representing and honoring these 2 alumni.
Hi there, my name is Ryan McCollum. Today I am honored to be recognized as a distinguished alumni for Klein ISD. It is so humbling to receive this recognition, and I'm truly so thankful to my coaches, teachers, principals, and friendships that I made along the way. I never thought in a million years, walking the hallways of Klein Oak High School, that I would one day be a distinguished alumni. It feels like such a full circle moment, wearing the number 62 in the black and gold, and now wearing the number 62 in the NFL for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I wouldn't be the man I am today without the lessons that I learned as a student at Klein Oak. Thank you to my parents, Coach Smith, Coach Poth, Coach Vale, for helping mold me into the man I am today. Thank you to Ms. Ariano for nominating me for this recognition. I am forever thankful for my experience in Klein ISD, and I will hold this honor highly forever. Oakham.
All right, it's awesome to see Dale and Jenny. I know you all are so proud, and you should be. Y'all were great supporters of Klein Oak and also of just everything your kids were involved in. It's so great to have engaged parents like you all still. So I'd like to turn it over to Lauren if you'd like to say a few words. Okay, great.
First, thank you all for being here. And I apologize. I have a 1.5-year-old that it's past bedtime, so he's running around like crazy, but he's been okay. Before I give my thank yous, I first want to thank my mentor and my law partner, Harry Herzog, and he actually would like to say a couple words. So I'm going to give the floor over to him first.
Well, I met Lauren interviewing her for a job, and I gave her the job for a variety of reasons. She'd been the captain of a college athletic team. She'd been a national champion in college. She had an outstanding academic career in college. She was at the top of her law school class, and she had natural gifts and talents that just shined throughout the room the whole time I interviewed her. I hired her. She came to work May 15th, and I told her, you're going to be better than half the lawyers you deal with before you even take the bar exam. She, of course, thought I was crazy. About Wednesday or Thursday, she came to me and said, I'm on the phone earlier today with this lawyer, and he said blah, 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 and it didn't make any sense to me. I said, yeah, it's because he's an idiot. And she said, well, lawyers can't be that stupid, can they? I said, well, you've only got half of the equation. Yes, they can, but you're that smart. And it took her about 6 months to realize I was telling her the truth. She was better than half the lawyers she dealt with. To my shock and surprise, with zero involvement by me, zero. Her very first year as a lawyer, she was named a Rising Stars. I don't know another lawyer. I've been a lawyer 43 years. I don't know another lawyer that in their first year of practice, half the time you're not even licensed yet, made Rising Stars. That's the top 2.5% of the young lawyers. She did become a director of a bar association. I don't remember whether she was a 1 or 2 or 3 year lawyer at the time, but she became the president of a bar association in her 4th year of practice. Now, I don't think that's ever happened in the history of the United States, okay? And all the natural talent that I saw interviewing her in a room in 2 chairs, we've now tried either 3 or 4 cases together, and she's beyond gifted and talented. She's brilliant in the courtroom. Still got a few things to learn, but she's brilliant. My wife's an extremely talented, experienced paralegal, and she kept saying, Harry, you can't turn that young lawyer loose in a courtroom. I said, well, you need to come watch her. So she came down and finally watched Lauren in trial one day when we were trying a case. And as soon as Lauren was out of earshot, she said, you're right. You can turn her loose. And I've turned her loose. And she's destroying opponents left and right. Now, last thing I'll say on Lauren's behalf, she's reached that point in life everyone up here has reached. You young kids haven't reached it yet, where her taffy's getting spread a little thin, okay? She's trying to be an outstanding lawyer. She's trying to be the president of a bar association. She's trying to be a wife. She's trying to be a mother. She's trying to get pregnant a second time. I haven't told Austin what causes that. There might be a third coming. And her parents want her to be a daughter. Her relatives in Louisiana want her to be a relative. I want her to work. And she's trying to find the number of hours in the day, which is turned into hours in the week, which is turned into hours in the month, when she could give a little bit to everybody. But we all have mastered one word, more. We want more from Lauren. And she just keeps finding a way to do it. And then the last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to steal the podium. There were some tennis players that were recently honored. Where are they? Stand up if you're still here. Where are those tennis players? There we go. There we go. Come find me when this is over. We're going to see if this old man still got it. Now, I had to pet a dinosaur on my way to high school, unlike y'all. But I played tennis for 3 years in high school. I got to see if I can handle these. So come find me when it's over. I'll give you a card and we'll play tennis in June.
Thank you, Harry. And thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you for staying as late as you have. I know it's a school night, and so you're ready to get home. It's been a long day. But it's truly an honor to be recognized as a distinguished alumni of Klein ISD and of Klein Oak. And so I want to thank each and every one of you up here, the Board of Trustees, for everything that you do for the school and the community and all the time that you give up to give to all the students. and all the efforts you put in that a lot of people don't want to do, and y'all do it happily with a smile and with a passion. So thank you all for everything that each of you do. And thank you for honoring me. And thank you, Miss Kathy Arlano, for thinking of my brother and I. It's very, very sweet of you, and it's truly an honor. So thank you so much. You and your son meant the world to both of us all throughout high school. And, you know, some of my friends over here graduated from Klein Oak as well. Our whole friend group actually graduated from Klein Oak. We all remember Chance, every single one of us, and the bright light that he shined every single day, no matter what. So thank you so much for everything you do.
That we realize that you do what you love and you work hard and you can actually follow dreams. And she was amazing in school. You could always count on her. And Ryan, most of the time. But just to see what the hard work that they would put in and where they are now, I think it's incredible. And as a former teacher, I watch where you go to see where you are, and we're so proud of you, Lauren. Yeah, and we're very proud of Ryan too, even though I was mad that he was doing two-a-days or whatever, and it wasn't yet to come. But I'll give it to Dad.
I think it's truly a testament to both of our parents and the sacrifice that they gave up every single day in raising my brother and I. I mean, they've raised a Baylor lawyer and an NFL player, and you know, we're their only two children, so I think they succeeded pretty well. And if I could be half the parent that they are, I think I'd be on the right track. So thank you both for everything that y'all did and everything you still do. For me, Brody, my husband Austin, you know, I met my husband Austin in middle school at Hildebrandt. We went to high school together, and we're here now. We're 31 years old, and we've built a beautiful life together. And that's from a lot of the things that I learned from my time at Klein Oak. You know, I learned resilience, hard work, and to believe in myself. And I use those every single day. And especially in front of a jury, you know, I learned to speak to humans instead of speak in lawyer language, which is extremely helpful when you're in front of a jury, to make things simple and straightforward and not use a bunch of legalese that goes over people's head and makes people just not believe you, and they think you're a lawyer, which means you're a liar. So I think I learned a lot from my time at Klein Oak. I learned not to be late from my time at Hildebrandt. I was late one time, and going at the time, there were little tables that you had to stand in line for and get your little tardy pass, and that was extremely embarrassing to have to stand in the hallway with everybody. So I learned to not be late. Doesn't mean I'm perfect, but I did learn the embarrassment from my days at Hildebrandt. So I do hope that all of you kids that are still in high school or middle school or elementary school, just keep persevering, keep pushing through. You know, grade school is not easy. College isn't easy. If you go to a graduate degree, that's not easy, but it's all worth it, and you can do it. Even if somebody tells you you can't, use that as your drive to show them that you can, because you're the only one that can prove them wrong, and you're also the only one that can fail yourself. So don't do that. Don't let yourself down. Keep pushing and be the best that you can be, and you'll succeed in whatever you put your mind to. So thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Arlano, for that great nomination, and congratulations to Lauren and Ryan and your families. That's wonderful. We are going to go ahead and push the last recognition till after the break. And so we are now at the point of our program where we will take an intermission, allow the board to meet our honored guests. The time is now 8:17 p.m. attention, please. The time is now 8:30 p.m. We are ready to reconvene this meeting of the Klein ISD Board of Trustees. We're going to begin here first, taking a moment to recognize our scouts who are in attendance. Sorry we didn't see you earlier. Please, if you would stand and introduce yourselves and tell us the information there on the slide.
My name is Liam Carraza. I'm in Troop 87. I go to Klein Oak High School, and I'm working on the Communications Merit Badge.
Hello, I am Ethan Carraza. I am Liam Carraza's brother. I am also in Troop 87. I also go to Klein Oak High School, and I'm also working on the Communications Merit Badge. Thank you.
Wonderful. Excellent. And Miss Christine over here, she'll be able to give you all a certificate of attendance that'll help you with your badges, okay? Great. And I think, Dr. McGowan, did we have another recognition that we were going to do for the Stand Up for Texas Public
Yes, our Stand Up for Public Schools recognition this evening will be led by Deborah Bronner Westendown. Our guests were not able to join us for the meeting, which is why we thought it would be okay to move it till after the intermission, but we'd still like to honor our friends at Planet Forward and the many contributions they make to Klein ISD.
Absolutely. Well, good evening, everyone. And thank you, Dr. McGowan, and good evening, trustees and Klein family. Tonight, I'm privileged to recognize Randall Reed's Planet Forward in Humble as our May Stand Up for Klein ISD and Texas Public Education honoree. While unable to join us, we specifically would like to recognize Brad Stapp and Emily Wright from Planet Forward. Planet Forward's dedication to supporting education and youth development has made a lasting impact on our students and programs. Through hands-on experiences, access to cutting-edge resources, and meaningful mentorship, Planet Forward has significantly enhanced our students' educational journey and professional growth. Most recently, Planet Forward donated 2 brand new Lincoln Aviators to Klein ISD's automotive technology programs at Klein Oak and Klein Cain High Schools. These vehicles, valued at nearly $140,000, are equipped with the latest automotive technology, giving our students real-world experience with the kind of tools, systems, and diagnostics they will encounter in the field. As one of our students so beautifully said, "This donation isn't just a gift, it's a message that my future matters." Beyond automotive education, Planet Forward's ongoing support of our FFA Livestock and Project Show has been instrumental in enriching the students' experience and strengthening our community. We are truly honored to recognize this incredible generosity of Planet Forward for their steadfast commitment to our schools, our students, and to public education across Texas. Thank you.
Wonderful, and we thank everyone at Planet Forward for their support. And with so many people that were here, I also didn't see and like to recognize Ms. Georgianne Reitmeyer and Mr. Dustin Krieger. Two of our wonderful former board members. Appreciate their ongoing support for the district and appreciate y'all being here. So, wonderful. We'll now begin some of the business that we have to take care of with item 9. This is the consideration and request for approval of proposed modifications to local board policies CAA, CDA, CY, and EHB. First reading was conducted last month. May I have a motion?
I so move.
May I have a second?
Second.
Motioned and seconded. Is there any discussion? Those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next is item 10, consideration and request for approval of an order authorizing the issuance of Klein Independent School District voter-approved unlimited tax bonds, providing for the award of the sale thereof in accordance with specified parameters and enacting other provisions relating thereto. May I have a motion?
A motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Motioned and seconded. Any discussion? Those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next, we have 3 items that are part of the 2022 bond program. First is item 11A on the agenda, consideration and request for approval of project initiation for the Epps Island Elementary renovation project. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and seconded. Any discussion? Those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next is 11B, consideration and request for approval of project initiation of the Tice Elementary renovation project. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Next is item 12, consideration and request for approval of the final guaranteed maximum price for the Klein Forest High School auditorium renovation and gym addition project. May I have a motion?
I so move.
Second.
Any discussion? Those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. We're on to item 13, consideration and request for approval of the 2025-2026 district annual improvement goals. May I have a motion?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Those in favor? Any opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Okay, next we have the unfortunate item to consider and accept the resignation of Klein ISD Board of Trustee member, position 3, Chris Todd, effective May 31st, 2025 at 11:59 p.m. May I have a motion?
I so move.
No one wants to.
So moved.
Well, I think Mr. James moved.
No, he did. No.
Is he even allowed to move for his own?
No,
All right, so he's not allowed to move for his own. So he is going to be abstaining from this. Mr. James made the motion.
Yes, I reluctantly moved.
Okay.
Second.
And there's a motioned and seconded. From a discussion point of view, just say, Mr. Todd, we'll have time for comments later, but you've really been a tremendous blessing to this district for many years, and you have been a pillar of support for teachers, for students, and we've been blessed by your service. Okay, is there... All right, we had motion and seconded. Those in favor of accepting the resignation?
Mr. Ellis,
Oh.
just point of order. I will abstain, as you said, but I want to make sure it's on the record.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Mr. Todd does need to abstain. Those in favor of this motion? Any opposed? One abstention? The motion passes 6-0 with one abstention. Next, we have the consideration and...
I'm sorry, one other point of order. That goes into effect on the 31st at 11:59, basically.
11:59 p.m.
Just make sure, for the record, make sure we're on the same page.
Yeah,
Thank you.
May 31st, 2025. So you're going to be free as a bird June 1st. Next is the temporary appointment of a trustee effective June 1st, 2025 as a result of the resignation to fill the position 3 vacancy until the next election in November 2025 and the new elected trustee is sworn in as a result of the resignation. As a point of order, what happens when there's a temporary appointment to fill a vacancy is this goes until this seat will be having an election in November of 2025, and that election will then just be for the remainder of the seat. So this will be for 2 years, correct? And so that election will be in November. Consistent with prior practice of the board, in these situations have nominated prior board members, which has two real benefits. One is the prior board member already has taken all of the legally required orientations and trainings that are required for this vacancy that will be for the next 5 months. And also, it has the benefit of someone who has won an election and has been supported by the community for this position. With that understanding, Mr. President, I would like to move that Ms. Georgianne Reitmeyer be nominated to fill this vacancy effective June 1st, 2025, until the next election in November of 2025. May I have a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion?
I just want to mention that there were two others that sent emails to us saying that they were interested. Although I believe our decision is one we can vote on.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, there are others who have expressed the interest as well.
Yes.
Thank you. So the motion for Ms. Georgianne Reitmeyer is to be nominated has been seconded. Is there any other discussion?
Point of order. I'll abstain from this vote as well.
Correct. Thank you, Mr. Todd. Will be abstaining from the vote on the replacement. Any other discussion? It's been motioned and seconded. Those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstaining?
One abstention.
The motion passes 6-0 with one abstention. Oh. Now for the consent agenda, are there any items that you wish to remove from the consent agenda? Mr. James?
None.
Ms. Morrison?
No.
None.
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 Okay, and I have none. All those in favor? Any opposed? The consent agenda passes by consensus. Moving on to calendar review, we have graduation coming up on Saturday, May 31st, 2025. That will be a full Saturday. And the next regular board meeting will be on Monday, June 9th, 2025. We'll move on to comments, and let's begin tonight with Mr. Chris Todd.
Well, I'm often at a loss of words, so this would be just a normal night for me. I figured that since my term actually has 30 months left, I could probably take 30 months worth of time. Would that be all right with everyone?
Go right ahead.
Just kidding. No, look, this has been an honor. I certainly was not expecting to move in the middle of this term, but I know that God's in it, and it's what's right for us and our family, and we're going to be obedient. But it is exceptionally hard to leave the community that I have grown up in, that I have been educated in, that I've raised my family in, and that I've spent basically my entire life in. This is a super special community, and I hope that this board will realize and remember that the work that you're doing really does make a difference for this community. There are a lot of forces these days and a lot of opinions about things that we should be, but if you will continue to do what has always been done, which is put kids first, remembering the teachers and the educators and everybody that involved, but always put the kids first, you won't go wrong. And I desperately hope that you will do that. I think what we saw tonight with an entire agenda of 7-0 votes really reflects on the unity that we can continue to have in this community. And that is my prayer and my hope. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Todd. Ms. Peters.
So I just want to say thank you for being an example for doing what's right, for standing what you know is good, and for loving this community the way that you have. And I really, really appreciate that example. I got my first medal, and I'm very proud. I will hang it. It was an amazing night, full of celebrations. Truly, all the things. Check every box. We did it tonight, and I am truly thankful and honored and proud to be part of this community and to be doing the things we're doing. And we just have to keep strong, keep going on, keep keeping the kids first, because that's what matters. Keep reaching out to your elected officials and tell them that's what matters to us. That's what should matter to them. And we will keep fighting the fight.
Wonderful. Ms. Arlano.
Well, I've known Todd a very, very long time. I used to call him Todd until he finally told me, I have another name. He was actually one of the trainers when I was a drill team director. So that's actually how I knew Chris in the beginning. His heart is bigger than life, and he gives so much to so many. And knowing him later in life as he has grown up has been especially special, because he has always embraced our family and always been there. And I think that's so very sentimental to us. Chance is having a fit and has decided that we are going to go there on vacation to visit. So it's just, I'm overwhelmed with sadness because you are so close to us. And we love you very, very much. And the other thing that I will say is we always do what's best for kids. And when you looked at Parent University, and I got the opportunity to go to Parent University, as most of us did, to see that a dream of Bob Anderson back when there were 30 parents that went, to see almost 300 people, and I mean adults, sitting in caps and gowns, acting like the kids when they threw up their hat. It was amazing. So when people say that we don't communicate with the community, that is a perfect example of being a part of a community that really does mean so much to so many. And that's just, to me, amazing. And I thank you, Bob, for your dream and for making it a possibility for this entire community. I will also say that agreeing with Nicole is there was everything tonight. You had CTE, you had athletics, you had the choir singing, you had academics. We really are a community that believes in kids. And just, I know it sounds, we say it over and over again, contact the people that will make a difference. And that's your people in Austin, because we need that funding to keep up where we are and to continue on that path. And I'm just saying that I'm very blessed to live in this community. I love this community, and we want to keep it as perfect as we can. And we need some support from our legislature. That's it.
Thank you. Mr. Qualls.
Would love to start out basically by saying just how neat a gift these students have given all of us as parents, as staff members, as students at Klein Cain this year. We had some things that we went through last year as parents of the school and as students of the school and staff, as so on and so forth. And it's been you just pray, you pray more. And to see what these kids have been able to do this year has just been nothing short of exceptional. Just amazing. And seeing the culmination of all of this, tonight with the soccer team. We're not done yet with baseball this year. It's just been something that's going to be memories for these kids and parents and staff members for a long, long time. Just great kids, and I couldn't be more thrilled for all of them. Wanted to say a huge shout out and thank you to the Klein Education Foundation and everything that Christian and everybody involved with that is doing. And, as you saw, just a hair under $100,000 that we've given back to, or that they've given back to teachers, making some of these grant, opportunities and really making miracles happen with these grants. It's just amazing. And then, the fun run that was earlier this month, I think we had a record turnout of just over 700 runners, and again, talking about something that's come from something that was just a small, original idea, and seeing the community come out and have fun on that Saturday morning. And again, just all, for just the causes that it's raising, has just been awesome. But then, I'd be remiss if I didn't, thank you, Chris, for being a pillar in this community. I've shared this before, but you truly get out of your community what you put into it. And I don't think anybody's put into this Klein community any more than you have. It's going to be hard losing you. This is, you're just a pillar, you're a leader, you've been a mentor. I remember back in that strategic planning committee we were on, probably 12 years ago at this point, when you told me that,
dog years.
that you told me when we met there that you wanted to run for the board, and ever since that day I've just been impressed with you and have appreciated your friendship and your leadership. So thank you. You'll be missed.
Thank you. Ms. Morrison.
The award winners were a lot of fun, and that choir is amazing. Holy cow. I do want to say my granddaughter's graduating. It's going to be fun to shake her hand for that. But I went to Klein High for the CTE Awards. And unfortunately, I didn't think of this myself, but a student walked across the stage. It was a young girl for automotive, and her teacher stood up and cheered for her. And I was like, now why didn't I do that? But it's inspiring to see that not only did the student achieve, but the teachers are just as ingrained in the success of what they do. So I just want to say tonight was a lot of fun with so many here. Also, the alumni, wow, that's just something to have both children to be so successful. And Chris, best wishes in Florida. You'll be living the dream there, I think.
Wonderful. Mr. James.
Again, we've checked all the boxes, as Nicole said. We've checked all the boxes. And again, this is I think I shared with you, Dr. McGowan, this is my favorite time of the year. All of the wonderful awards that take place, you get to see, especially the fine arts pieces and everything coming together and bubbling up. And it's just an amazing, amazing thing. So I won't repeat all of that. Again, the alumni was great. A special bonus because the brother plays for my favorite team. So that was a special bonus. But, everything, just wonderful. And everything points back to how we care for our community and our kids. And so I want to center my thoughts around Chris tonight, because that's what Chris brought to the table on this board. He centered his thoughts around the kids. I met Chris years ago. I was a director at Compact, and he was calling on me, and we circled back around and re-met each other at what is that thing, Dustin? The strategic planning. And he said, I know you. And I said, no, you don't. And we actually knew each other. And so we circled back around again because he had the same thoughts that I had. We were going to run for the school board. And we strategically met, and we prayed with and for each other, and shared thoughts and how we were going to move forward to serve the community and serve kids. So I've got a real deep care and love for you, my friend, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
Wonderful. This was a wonderful night, a lot of great recognitions, and Mr. Todd, we will miss you. You've been a friend and a mentor to many people, including us on the board, and you really are leaving the district in good hands. We appreciate you. So, Dr. McGowan.
Just want to say that we are so blessed, Chris, that you've chosen to use your gifts and abilities to give back to the community as a trustee, but in so many other ways. We are very much looking forward to celebrating Chris Todd and his family and wishing them well at the June meeting. And we want to invite the community out to a little going away reception that we'll be hosting prior to the meeting at 4:30 on June 9th. So we hope that you and your families will be able to join us as we thank Chris and his family for their service to Klein ISD. Brian and I had the blessing of being at Champion Forest Baptist Church yesterday morning with our family to see the church family recognize and thank the Todd family, and it just reminded me that in whatever room you enter, Chris, you're a tremendous blessing and you have made an incredible impact, and we're all very blessed by your legacy. So thank you for your service. More words about how Chris is awesome to come at the June meeting, and we're looking forward to that. I also just want to conclude by reminding everybody there are 11 days left in this legislative session. The future of Texas is being educated in our public schools today. I want to shout out Klein Forest High School. I'm so proud of their academic achievement, particularly this school year. They are tracking in their college, career, and military readiness to be an A, and that indicator of success. And so I'm just proud of all of our high schools, but particularly our students at Klein Forest High School. And I will celebrate our kids and the staff that labor at that place with all my heart for as long as I can. And I hope that our lawmakers who have the ability to invest in our students and have a choice to make will invest in our schools, because otherwise they will be shortchanging our kids. And there's not one of us in this Klein community who are not going to do everything we can in these next 11 days to make sure that that's not the case. So thanks to the board for your advocacy efforts. Thanks for picking up the phone and having those conversations. And that's what you were elected to do, is to represent the needs and interests of this community. And I appreciate the efforts that you've made to that end.
Wonderful. If there are no objections, it is now 8:50.
Objection.
Overruled.
I just wanted to do that, Chris.
All right, with that overruled objection is now 8:57 p.m. This meeting is now adjourned.